Americans are on the verge of getting a bit of extra help from the federal government. A $900 billion pandemic relief bill will soon be sent to the president's desk for his signature. It was passed by Congress late last night. The bill includes $600 stimulus checks for those making below $75,000 a year, also for children. It also has roughly $284 billion in small business loans and money for vaccine distributions.
Bipartisan bill that addresses the food needs of the American people. Maybe 15 million children are food insecure in our country.
That House approval came after both sides compromised on earlier demands. Democrats giving up about $160 billion in aid for struggling states and cities. Republicans dropping their push for liability protections for businesses. Experts say it will take at least 2 weeks for the Treasury to get cash into people's bank accounts after that legislation is signed. Local business owners say that relief package can't come soon enough. News Channel 3's Danny Romero has reaction on how that new bill might impact some local shops.
I feel like I'm a long distance runner, and they've put these hurdles up in front of us, and now I'm trying to get over all of these hurdles and reinventing what we do.
This would normally be a sizzling time for Dennis Costa, owner of Boucher in Palm Springs.
It's not easy, it's challenging.
As the effects of coronavirus take a big bite out of Costa's livelihood, he's trying to make it work.
We created an outdoor dining pavilion, and we were only open 3 weeks on that. So again, we get this other hurdle, and we're now doing some prepared food. It's more comfort food.
This relief package will include an additional $284 billion of relief for small businesses.
It's important to a lot of businesses, and, bring it on.
Restaurant owner Chad Gardner of Rolly China Fusion is hoping to get a slice of the pie.
I will apply for the PPP, and if I'm able to get it, it will help a lot. I'll be able to bring some employees back and be able to sustain the business for another few months.
For someone who did get relief in the first round, Gardner has had to dip into his own finances to stay afloat.
I haven't had to get any other loans, but I've certainly dipped into personal and used personal credit cards, etc.
A $600 stimulus check for many Americans based on income is also part of the federal plan.
Yes.
Raquel Latson is excited to hear a check is on its way.
I think it's amazing. I mean, a long time coming, right? Like, we need this. This is great. I mean, this will go into my savings.
But for businesses getting chopped, these business owners say receiving something is better than nothing.
It's going to be a godsend, no matter what it is. I mean, it's sure, of course, it will help. It will anything that we can get is going to be very helpful.
Danny Romero, News Channel 3.
6:05 is the time now. The first rounds of vaccines now are being distributed around the country. Federal agencies are, though, warning of emerging fraud schemes related to those vaccines. News Channel 3's Madison Weil is live outside Desert Regional Medical Center this morning with more on what you can look for as more of those vaccines are made available. Madison.
Jeff, good morning. That's right. We're outside of Desert Regional. We were here last week as we saw some healthcare workers receiving some of the first vaccines here in the valley. As we've been reporting, our frontline healthcare workers will be the very first to receive the vaccine. But as we look down the line, the vaccine will eventually be made available to everyone. The FBI just came out with a new report warning the public about several emerging schemes when it comes to the vaccine rollout. Apparently, scammers are using the public interest in the vaccine to obtain personal information and money. They say be aware of things like advertisements or offers for early access to the vaccine if you put down a deposit. Also, unsolicited emails or phone calls asking for your information or payment in exchange for a vaccine appointment. We know this is not how the process is going to work. You're going to want to ultimately get the vaccine from a safe, verified location. And as more vaccines start to arrive here in the Coachella Valley, we're going to be working closely with the county as well as our local hospitals to let the public know how the vaccine distribution is going to work. Live in Palm Springs, Madison Weil, News Channel 3.